This is my problem with these young chicks, right? They want to be these sugar babies. They don't even know how to be sugar baby. They don't even do it right. So, like in Cuz situation, so you want to be a sugar baby, but the problem is that you don't even know she need to be a sugar baby training school because girls don't know how to do it right. The girls that know how to be sugar babies and know how to, because listen, you can't be masculine and talking about being a sugar baby. You can't expect some man to take care of you and give you this lifestyle, but then you talking crazy to him, you talking reckless to him, you telling the man you got all kinds of feeling for him, but you're not giving him any type of intimacies, anything like that, whether it be mental or physical. You won't bring the man no foods, no nothing. But this man is expected to part ways with his money. I just don't. They need to. Some women need to learn how to be a sugar baby because they don't understand. They don't. It's right on.
It's right on Google too. That's why it's right on Google. I told her, I said, you need to go look it up because you ain't following the format. Like, you ain't following the criteria. You way off in it. But they again, when you're 26 years old, I remember when I was 26 years old, you know everything. So that's why I say I gotta kill it with kindness. Hey, go do what you gotta do, and I'm gonna just keep it a buck, and business is business. No feelings.
Right. So my advice to men would be this. If you run across one that's a sugar baby, right? That she want to be a sugar baby, and let's just say she a sugar baby in training because she ain't got it yet. She ain't quite got it. Perhaps with a person like that, it's just my opinion, you probably should have what's called an arrangement. Okay, so listen, we I know I'm gonna look out for you, and you gonna look out for me, and you come over, catch a vibe, but you got to go home though. You can't. At some point you got to go home. Yeah, I'm giving you this money so you can better get the gas in your car so you can drive home because at some point you got to leave.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm really paying you to kind of like just know you gotta go home eventually. That's just a nice way of saying you gotta leave. But the problem is that listen, he got a special case because certain type of women, man, she already getting all kind of validation. You know what I'm saying? All kind of validation. I mean, she's a pretty girl. So that's the problem. That's the problem. You're going to always have women like that is going to get over validation. And the problem with that is she see Cuz as an older guy, he fed, he got a little money's on deck, but she won't do the things to make it work. But then she see me some dude, at the spot, you know what I'm saying? He give a couple of dollars and now, you know what I'm saying? He can probably clap cheeks. So I just don't understand that you will easily do this for this guy who you really don't know, but you telling this man you care about him. You the first guy that ever done all this and that. Come on, man.
Right.
To me, that's gaslighting.
Okay, so tell me this. How about this? Let's go ahead and give them so from two older successful individuals, you tell me what would y'all expect if someone comes and presents themselves to you and they say, hey, listen, I want to be your sugar baby. What is the attitude? What is the mindset? How would you want them to move as two successful individuals so that they can be successful in the relationship and so that you can be successful in the relationship so that it can be cohesive so there's no confusion? Like, as two successful individuals, what would you tell all the sugar babies in the world? How do they need to move with top quality, seasoned, and successful men such as yourself?
So I'm gonna go with my man KS because I've been listening to him for a long time, and it's really simple. It's not that. It's really a simple formula. Up in cooperation, and it's trades. It's checks and trade offs. You know what I'm saying? That's what a relationship is, a risk. You do trades and trade offs, but most important, cooperation. Because if you want to be a sugar baby, you're not cooperating. That's going against the grain. I mean, it's cut and dry, and it's also an age thing where you got some women like TK Kirkland say, "Who raised you?" The way they were raised, it's disemboweled. I mean, they don't know how to properly do stuff. But the most important thing is cooperation. I mean, if you're gonna be a sugar baby, like D said, you got to cooperate, man. You can't be masculine. And that's the thing what KS said. KS say when they're up in beauty, he said it's down in cooperation. The more pretty they look, the less their femininity is, and that's what's going on. It's like a some kind of feast of famine going on right now, but it's like a disease. So cooperation is the main thing. If you got a deal going on, you got to be cooperation. If you ain't cooperating, hey, it's not going to be a smooth swim. It's not going to be a smooth sail.
Right. And I would have to agree with that, because if you have lack of cooperation, then you're going to have a result of, now you're going to F up my peace.
Right.
Lack of cooperation equals interruption of peace.
Yep.
So I agree. It's gotta start with cooperation, because if you got no cooperation, you ain't gonna. When we try to have a decent conversation, I listen to you and let you communicate, and I try to respond to what you're saying. But if you cut me off, won't let me speak, and this and that, that's a problem. And so now you feel like, as a man, you feel like you in another conversation or argument with another dude. So at that point, now you can't even communicate. You got no cooperation, and as a result of it, your peace gonna be interrupted.
Absolutely.
So, according to Google, they say sugar dating or sugaring is a type of it's an interpersonal relationship where one person receives money or gifts in exchange for intimacy or companionship. The provider is typically older and wealthier, while the recipient is typically younger, attractive, and interested in improving their quality of life. That's the operative word. And you listen, that's the whole reason why you want to be a sugar baby. You trying to improve your quality of life and come up. So, but you also got to look at it like this. So as a sugar baby, because I feel like, with sugar babies, you got different calibers. You got a sugar baby where she might be at this level. Then you got sugar babies that might be at this level. Then you got girls who trying to be a sugar baby, but they dusty. And like, mama, you don't even qualify to be a sugar baby because you dusty. So I think that depending on what caliber of sugar baby that you have, depend on, as a wealthy man, it depends on how much you're willing to part your ways with her. You know what I'm saying? It depends on her status. But I do believe no matter how nice a woman looks, if she is feminine, that's the key. As long as a woman can stay in a feminine frame, that's a superpower. Feminine is a woman's superpower.
And what clinch me the most is the improvement of life. I'm trying to bet you. That's why I told I'm gonna bet you get your life improved. But you got to be cooperative. You can't be going against the grain.
Right. And then the thing about it is, cause blessing and stuff. But then what I'm saying, you over here doing little things, making monies over here, but you ain't telling cuz that. So what you doing is you try to keep your money you making over here. Cause remember, they're supposed to be a team. Now I'm here to help you elevate your life, not necessarily take care of you, because my thing, that's why I say it comes back to two different tiers. You got the sugar babies who a man may be willing to take care of, moving in, she ain't got to do nothing. But then you got ones who, hey, listen, I see the value in you. I'm gonna help you elevate your life, which is sometimes better in my opinion, because if you a sugar baby, you got a man just taking care of you, and then as soon as he get tired of your ish, your ass, you might be out in the cold. But if you got a man that help you elevate and help you attain a better life, now what did the good book say? Jesus says, better teach a man to fish, because then he can feed himself. So if you teach her how to elevate her life, then she no matter what man she get with, she gonna be straight.
Absolutely. That's what T.K. Kirkland said, the same thing. If you ain't with me, you live your better in life with somebody else. That's why I'm investing in you to make a better life.
And I think that's what people miss, they miss the whole overall purpose of it, because it doesn't mean that you're going to be together forever,
Right.
It doesn't always mean that you're going to be together forever, but what it does mean is that, what I'm saying, you gotta be willing to make the sacrifices and to be cooperative. And if you can't be cooperative, well, you're putting yourself in a bad position up front, because then when you start disturbing peace, that makes people want to not deal with you. And then if they don't want to deal with you, well, you pretty much left out in the cold.
Yeah. And some women think that, like I was talking to some older women earlier, and one was saying that it's men's fault that women are like this. And I said, well, explain that. She said, well, because y'all men, y'all want to talk down to women, y'all want to, be over them and whatnot. She was a Hispanic lady, so for Hispanic women, it's Latinas, it's a little bit different. So she was saying, well, y'all want to do this, y'all want to do that. And I say, yeah, but the problem, and then I asked, I said, well, what's your religion? What's your faith? She don't have one. So basically, that right there is where the problem is, because if you think about it, Man, marriage and all that was the Creator gave us that.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta remember, the Creator gave women to us as helpmates. Not for us to necessarily rule over them, but for us to give them guidance. And the problem is, a woman that can't be led is a problem. Because if I tell you, hey, sweetie, you might not want to wear this short skirt out there with your ass hanging out, and we going out on a date, because that's what happened. Now when these guys start hoop calling and being disrespectful, now you're gonna put me in a potential where I may have to. You know what I'm saying? If I don't say nothing to him, you're going to say I'm a coward. If I go say something to him and I potentially get hurt or shot, then what? So if a woman can't be led and given sound advice, reasonable advice, well, that's a problem. So the lady was like, well, you know, because of this. And I say, nah, I say the problem is this. If you telling me that a woman is feminine when she's with a real masculine man, I'm like, so you telling me that's conditional feminism. That means that your feminism is that you turn on like a light switch. So if you meet a dude that you don't determine is worthy of your feminism, you're gonna be masculine. But when you meet a dude that basically let you talk crazy to him and let you run, just don't check her, that's how she is, then you consider to be or that you the perfect guy. You deserve my feminism. Nah, I'm like, nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, it can't work like that. Conditional feminism doesn't work because you know what I'm saying? Like it's like you said, there's levels to it and there's hierarchies and it's just knowing your position. If you know how to play your position, you can always win. But if you don't know how to play your position, it's hard to win because you're going to be combative and you're going to be, as the military would say, you'll be insubordinate.
Right.
So if you're insubordinate, you know what I'm saying? You're already causing problems, which in turn creates liabilities and creates, breaks in the chain. And when there's breaks in the chains, bad things happen. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to make sure that the whole loop is secured. You know, you want to make sure your loop is secured, communication, understanding, so that there's not any confusion in the dynamic, so that everybody's happy and everybody's at peace.
Right.
Yes, sir.
But also be reasonable too. See, some sugar babies, they be unreasonable. They, really and truly, why are you asking for $500 when really and truly you only really need like 100? Be reasonable, see, but women nowadays, they not reasonable. They meet you don't even know them, and they hitting your pockets up. So that's not reasonable, ladies. You have to understand that if you want a man to part ways with his money, there is a tactic to doing it. There's a technique, and your femininity is that's your superpower. But it's gotta be authentic. It can't be like a light switch. As soon as it don't go her way, not a masculine side come out. It's gotta be real feminine energy. And one that's always feminine all the time, not whenever it suits her, not whenever she having a way, but she's feminine all the time. I've met women that are feminine all the time, not sometimes, all the time.
Yes, sir, all the way.
That's the way. That's the way that it has to be.
Absolutely.
Well, family, is that everything that y'all got for the people today? Is that everything,
Yeah, that went by. I mean, we had 8 minutes. Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I want to thank you to Dwight, our cousin Dwight, for coming out and spending some time with us and coming on the channel and getting to know the community. And we hope for you all to be able to see him more often. We're definitely going to be doing more content and definitely giving y'all more great videos on the way. And Pops, I'm gonna go ahead and let you close us out today.
Family, at the end of the day, we gotta be better people, man. We got a whole lot of nonsense going on. We gotta do better as human beings. We gotta, because if you turn to the type of person that says, well, you know what, because your ancestors did this, you don't deserve no empathy today. That's just unreasonable. You can't dislike somebody because of what their ancestors did to our ancestors. You can't hate somebody because maybe their viewpoints are not like yours. To me, it's crazy, man, that people are just crashing out. So family, don't crash out. Just be open-minded, accept people's viewpoints. Unless they're being disrespectful to you or threatening you or something like that, but respect people's opinions and viewpoints. If you do that, you won't have any problems. That's my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Yep, basically, hey, I agree wholeheartedly. I pick it back off what you said, man. We gotta, hey, you gotta do better. Hey, man, we here for a reason on this earth, and it be more positive than negative. I mean, us in disarray ain't gonna make it. So I agree with wholeheartedly. I pick it back what you just said.
All right. Well, family, that's it. We all want to be successful. We all want to be somewhere in life. But in order to do that, you got to do something that you ain't never done before. And that's the reason that we doing this right here, right now. Everybody be blessed. Be safe. We out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Yes, sir.